Hey guys, it's Tartan coming at you with another game of Total Warhammer 3. We're here with the Sea Lord Aislinn again, and he is having a party, right? We got plenty of influence. We're going to spend on something soon. We have another Dragonship that we have access to, which we definitely need to get eventually. But anyway, we've got a bunch of supplies. We're running lower on these, but we're working it out, because what we're about to do is get a whole lot of stuff by smashing Morathi here. We are going to give her the absolute working. We are cartoon powerful already, and we are not even in our final form. He's got a Star Dragon, right? That's where it starts, and it gets even worse from there. We've got a battle here. All right, so you know the fizz resist on Doomfire Warlocks is a bunch, but fundamentally we'll be able to punch through that, because we're going to have magic attacks from an item. Yes, the noble is going to give the magical attacks to our guys, so we're going to punch right through there, and then of course we'll have other tools. And you know, it would decisively give it to us, but I need to do some fights. You know, you got to do a fight to start it off. You don't want to talk too long without fighting in Total War. In the grim darkness of the far fantasy past, there is only speechifying. You know, I mean, not that there's anything wrong for talking for extended periods of time. At least I sure hope there isn't. All right, can we Vanguard jump them in an interesting way? We can. So they have a bolt thrower. What we're gonna do is pretty aggressive here, right? We're gonna figure that this summon will just be fine. We're gonna come in, pick a fight with our big guy. This could be very dumb, but I think it'll work. And then you know, we can just like pretty aggressively do this. And figure that the Oceanids, do they have Strider? Yes. Alright, so yeah, we'll just push up into the trees. And, you know, Moon Dragons to support. Massive Beastie in the back to crush anyone big that comes in. High magic in the blob, a couple of chariots in the back. What's not to like, right? And then he'll be right here to give basically everybody the magic attacks. Yeah, alright. I bet this is gonna go great. Mainly because Aislinn's too strong. We're just saying his name that way. That's what we're doing. We're gonna pop here on the Dark Riders, and we just need to... I'm like, no, go this way. Alright, we need to. Slow her down, hit her with a little bit of the mist magic. These Oceanids, you know, for all that I don't love the mist mage, this Oceanid summon is very good against the foe here. And we're just going to absolutely just face tank this. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're getting the shots in. They're going to have to move in to attack us before too long, because Morathi, for all that she, in my head, is good, man, is she ever not, you know? She does not win this fight. But we are stacked, you know. We've got... And we have perfect vigor, too, so not only is Morathi just toasted, buttered, thrown into the pan, but now she's gone. Those are not a good target for us. We're going to try to breathe on the blob here. Oceanid summon on the Reaper. Beautiful there. Charge in here on the Doomfire. No, those aren't a good target. And they're not a terrible target. We just don't want to get engaged with truly awful targets. if we can avoid it, and we certainly can avoid it. Reaver Bolt Thrower is here. We're going to dive it real quick. We've got Strider. The Mist Mage is where? Oh, just hovering here? Okay, well. We'll hit Morathi with that. Slow her down. And now, if she lands to try to fight Aislinn, then that'll be good. And if not, then we'll just try to get him into the air, right? Bolts out of the Doomfire Warlock, nothing to do about that. But we need to get our big beastie over here. And of course, we have got a Merworm summon, which we can do right here. We're in totally fine shape. Like, we have nothing to worry about with Morathi. She is not in our weight class. Alright, that's running poorly. We're going to get the dragons in here on the Sisters of Slaughter. Try to charge in here. Apotheosis on whom? On these. Lutheran Sea Guard. They're getting trucked on. Probably not a great choice. Oh yeah, they're fighting like witch elves and stuff. It's not perfect, but importantly, the Concave of Fire is working just fine there. So we've got them split off this way. This is just a summon Mereworm, so fighting witch elves and getting shot up, you know, it's totally fine. This battle theme is sweet! Alright, we're gonna charge the Noble in there. Even though these are a bunch of spears, that's the thing about the units that we bring to bear here. Like, we still do fine. We're gonna point blank soul quench these guys. You know, it's about sending a message. It's also about forgetting our mage. Not the thing you want to forget, but we are so strong. Our army is so very, very powerful. It's really, really a good army. Because I'm playing pretty crummy and like almost deeply silly, and we are still just totally fine, right? 100% fine. Morathi comes in, pops a dragon, but we're going to just Apo it, and now they are getting put into the trash can. We don't really need to worry about regenning too much because we have such huge replenishment, and these guys are the only ones that are really a problem. Yeah, we'll just fast forward it a little bit though, because why not take the free points? But yeah, that's where we're at against a low tier Dark Elf army, who of course have no answers to us whatsoever. They are genuinely awful against this army, which is, you know, one of the reasons we built it. You know, we've got dragons in case of dragons, and then Sea Guard. These Oceanids are spectacular because in this army, 40 Fizz resist and 35 missile resist turns them into incredibly effective sponges for missiles, as well as a regular nightmare for even anti-large things if they have low weapon strength, you know. It's going to be a little while till they pump through that Fizz resist. If we get somebody who dampens things... Oh, yeah, look at that. Hey, he actually got really good value. Awesome. Good to see. It's like 750 gold for him or something crazy like that, but he's like 50% discounted in our army. Plus he gets, you know, unique buffs. This is the Petrified Forest, so we will outpost it to Teclis, who doesn't love the lands here, but, you know, he'll work with it. That item's irrelevant. Keepers of the Flame is a super good unit, and so too is the Evergreen's Courtyard. So we're going to, I mean, probably try to put those in the other army, though, right? The one that we're about to build. We're going to take this for relations with the High Elves because I think we're probably going to go for the sorta-kinda soon. And that means we need to get some affection from our fellow dudes. They're about to get mad at us. like everyone in the world is. But we're not going to get it right now, but soon enough. Fiery Convocation, even though it's like so many wins. 10? I mean, that's not so many. It's all AP, you know. A wins AP spell, it's nice. It's, you know, the wind-up is long, but, you know, it gets it done. And Mazda, you know, they're going to like us because we're bashing the Dark Elves. This will give us a little bit of a window, right, where we get to just party all the time. We are going to build that eventually whenever I remember to hold on to a little more money, you know. Being revenue positive with an army this good, because of course this army is deeply discounted. I think like 45%, maybe 50% in general, and then some stuff even more. So we already have the we've got access to such great units, but yeah, we're gonna put them in the other army because this one is strong enough already. And we are gonna recruit him here. Artheus the Fierce. Do we? We can't really afford to outfit his army yet. We can just wait a couple of turns. Bounce over here. Because roving encampment stance, that's already, like, my favorite genre. Alright, so we don't need an eagle because we've got dragons, and the speed doesn't matter over much, right? They're fine as a mount. Not amazing, but fine. But do we want one more Oceanid? I think 4 is fine. I think 4 is a very good number for them. If we can just... Because Shadow Warriors actually would go real well with this army too, but we need to hold on to the growth. I spent a lot of it on these other buildings, which is fine. But it kept us back a tier, so it's going to be a little while until we get up there, which is a shame. You know, why won't I be more considerate? But this one just costs supplies, so we will take that. And we're not going to upgrade the Shrine of Cain until we have someone there to take the sword out of the stone. We don't need this building here. We can get a better building there. We still have access to a few colony things for the old benefit of the United Empire of Great Britain. Sorry, Ulthuan. I'm always making this mistake.
Very well. Problems to solve.
Like, the thing is that, like, Aislinn hates everyone that's not an elf. He's very, very elfy like that. So even though, like, making friends with a dwarf or, like, Empire to get some very good, like, artillery would jive wonderfully with this, you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do it. Like, internal sense. What we're going to do now is grab old Iron Spike here. No, this one first. We're going to be able to just churn through. The auto-resolve is going to largely allow us to do everything. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to pop in here. The movement you get after fighting places also renders these sorts of things very amazing. Alright, so we need to get... the Knights of Caledor a foothold over here, because having some stuff there is fine, but we need them to have some lands over on this side. But they don't like the climate there at all. Does any, you know, maybe we should. You know, Avalorn doesn't like us that much of the dudes here, so we can do this. And, yes, absolutely. So that's the horde mechanic, is you can give it to, you take whatever thing, and then you can see, their power, and the more things you give to them, you can like get stuff from those lords, and then they like you better, but also you're limited in the amount of colonies you can build for yourself, so you want to choose those in like really choice places. Maybe there's an exceptional landmark at tier 5, because with this system, if there's like special, you've seen like the elf colonies marked on the map, those are the ones that give you like special landmarks, and you can build those in the outposts, which is great too, because like I hate defending, so you can just do this. And we're gonna put it to the Knights of Caledor because they need more land, and we will give them the lands over here. And Emmerich hates everybody. He'll be a great bastion against the eventual Lizardmen menace. Yeah, so, and then here, once we research more things with this special currency, we can unlock certain buildings, right? So we could get one and get a couple of dragons that'll be there, three, which, I mean, 3 dragons in conjunction with, a regular garrison might be enough to really solve a problem, or at the very least snipe a lord or a hero, or, artillery pieces, monsters, that kind of thing. So pretty cool. And then you also have economic buildings. I haven't done the research to get the other stuff, but you can pump up the defense of it and take control of the defense yourself once you build like the second tier of building. So a good player, not me, a good player can really get a lot of mileage out of it. We're going to continue with Master Strategist, because all I care about is my beloved Sea Elemental and Oceanid units, which are at 50-77 melee attack and defense. And, oh yeah, I need to check what they get.
I expected nothing less.
Oh, wonderful. So, for the upper tier red line, they get speed, weapon strength, and missile resist. That's going to be wonderful. That's going to take our missile resist up to 50%, with that 40% physical resist, which is, you guessed it, 90% reduction to non-magical missile fire. These Oceanids are about to be a fantastic front line against the Dark Elves in particular. Really, really excited about the next chapter here. For all that elves aren't cool, this army's really cool. No, elves are kind of cool. The elves in fantasy in general don't resonate with me the way that like dwarves specifically do, or that like a lot of other like fantasy races. Like I'm generally more interested in like humans than I am in elves in fantasy. But like, if there's halflings or dwarves or orcs that aren't just, slavish hordes that have their own thing, or I basically like everything more than elves. Not that I hate elves, I don't think they're that interesting typically, because you usually get played as, unless they're like ascendant and evil, which is cool, I mean, not cool, but cool. We're gonna get the noble thing here, cause, well, no, we don't really need the growth. We'll just get this to generate money. Yeah, just some nice money here at the Shrine of Cain. But like, when I compare like dwarves in general and elves in general, like there's a lot of similarities abstractly, right? Low birth rates typically associated with them, proud people usually that have like an ancient past where they were even stronger than before. They have their artisans and their arts, and they're typically insular, typically quite hateful of those outside of them, hold grudges for long periods of time, like exceptionally proud to their own detriment. Like, these are elf qualities and dwarf qualities. I just think dwarves are cooler. But elves do get, the cool monster units. Like, it's not that humans aren't that cool, it's just that I think they're even cooler than elves are. All our stuff is shiny. Like, I like wood elves, right? I love wood elves. I think wood elves are super cool. I think elves that live in the forest and, you know, want to get back to that are just better than, you know, the elves who want to live in big towers and have shiny stuff. Like, that's one of the things that I believe. Yeah, so some of the special landmarks, like this one, lets you get a moon dragon at tier 3, which so important, right? And this one lets us get this hero, this lore master, which we haven't gotten one of yet. Can they travel through sea lanes? It's time to find out. Okay, we can't find out right now because we're broke. We'll find out next turn. Because a 15% ward save on this guy. I actually really like these heroes. AP, bonus first infantry, you know. And they've got like a nice suite of spells with Spirit Leech and Earthblood. You know, it's basically all that I want. A nice strong caster to sit in the blob and then hit anything that gets too close. Green Tide is better. But I do like Wood Elves, though. Because Wood Elves get to lean on all the cool things about living in a forest as an elf. Like, you know, the birds and the treants and the dryads. But a lot of it, I guess, is just, you know, like... we see from Lord of the Rings what people think is the coolest, but the dwarves don't get represented well, right? Only in a later film do they show up at all, and poorly. And while the dwarves get good, like, runtime on the page, you know, in the Lord of the Rings trilogy as such, you know, you don't see too much of them. And what's going on here? Oh, we're assisting Hexawaddle. Oh, well, that's too bad. He's going to get some of this land. That is too bad. Oh, he didn't take the land. That's excellent. He sacked it. Good. I'm like, I don't want him to have this land. We need to distribute this to Imric. But if Hexy likes us a little better for assisting him in battle, hopefully our other elves won't get annoyed for that. I don't think anybody's fighting him, so they're not going to hate us for it. Yep, good deal. And we get... so one of our buildings gives us a percentage chance to generate an item every turn. I guess this is one of them. Pretty nice. Stock, which we don't want on Aislinn because he is so very tanky that we don't have to worry about him. But on the Mist Mage, that will be very good indeed, right? It just sort of stinks that, you know, because we already have Vanguard for our whole army. But, you know, this is... if you got this early where you were not doing Lothar and Seaguard, that'd be fine. But at this point, I'm not going to be going back to regular Spearmen and Archers. But giving him stock is great, because his primary purpose is to run in and drop a summon on artillery, and this will help him do that safely. So, very nice roll. Started Grimgore campaign. Nice, nice, nice. That's got 300 declared war. And then you smashed him. Perfect. What a good story. I love... dude, Grimgore is so cool. It's just... I love Grom. I love that Grom lets you build, like, the coolest armies. Alright, so we're just going to get Mathwin's Spite here, which will at least let us cast more of it. You know, the Mist Mage, not extraordinary, but that summon is not bad. It actually serves a really good purpose because for all that Aislinn is, like, super, super tanky, we don't want to, like, land in the middle of stuff and be, like, just careless with them. We need to hold off. That's right. We can grab Sulphurets here. Give this to the Knights of Calidor. Here, our campaigns are weird because they'll just randomly declare. Yep, for sure. If you aren't at war with anyone for even like one turn, the game frowns upon that and desires to give you foes. But right here, we've made defensive alliances with all the major factions, and you know, we're just trying to get him to like us better. I can't pay him for one of those treaties though, because, you know, money. But we're finally getting a couple of the nicer buildings there. And before long, you know, and the thing is, too, we need to go pop Morathi. We left Quintex up. That was careless. We'll just go this way, you know, and so he gets post-battle movement, rather a lot of it. You end up getting 10% from somewhere, and then you give... This trait is crazy. I consider this campaign probably to be very easy if you understand how the economy works. Because I didn't, which made me think that I had lost. But all I needed to do was build one building, and then I was fine. And a better high-elf player wouldn't even need anything but the archers, but I'm not that good. What we want to do here is continue down the red line. Yes. Conduit there. Once we get the tech for Mastery of Elemental Winds, we're still going to need another mage, though, because, I mean, really, high magic is fine, but it's not dramatic. But a juiced up Apotheosis is fine. I should have taken a life mage, but, you know, what are you going to do? Go back in time? You can't. You can't go back in time. It's all Back to the Future rules. We're still too broke. Another noble would be great. That trait's so good, but we'll just hold off here. And, you know, we'll save Techless on this side, and then it looks like, you know, Emmeric's having a party up here, and he might fight with someone, but he might not. You know, it'll be okay. And we're going to continue exploring the world, figuring out, you know, what's going on with Malekith. He's got to be in a real bad mood. You know, a united front against him, and his darling Momsy just getting mauled. We're, of course, avoiding military alliances. I just don't think there's a point in them. It runs into too many weird things where, you know, maybe we could, like, take a reliability hit if something strange were to happen. Just defensive ones can't really bite you. Not that I know of, anyway. Alright, where did Morathi go? She could be trying to ambush us. Even so, even if she caught us, all that would happen is that we'd get hurt pretty bad. We're just going to walk right into it, maybe? Oh, she's up here. Cool. Well, we'll walk here. Alright, so what she have? She's got an army. Shades with greatswords, which are an interesting unit. The bonus versus infantry is super fine, like, you know, because a very good unit against, you know, the Shade type unit is dogs, and Shades with greatswords just demolish them. Or any dog-like unit, you know. They do super good there. But we aren't going to be popping Shades with those units. We're going to be dropping on the Shades with Oceanids, which match up super well. We're going to be shooting the Shades with 214 range Lothran Sea Guard. Yes, not a typo. All right, we're going to take... Oh yeah, that's right. We also have Frozen Contact Effect access. We're going to hold off on that, though. We really need to get... And we are generating too many of these Dragonship supplies. We need more of the trade things. I think we're going to break this building. Well, no, this is fine. We keep on spending them. We are... It's positive enough. Let's break the one over here. For space, right? Because a smaller clip is fine. And we can use that for another building. Look at me, I'm thinking ahead. I mean, ish. Some. Old Aurelius. I didn't even have to name him that. The game gave me that as the name. But we're going to be able to sweep up here and, you know, to the extent that we were ever afraid of anyone, we're not going to have to be afraid of them now.
Remarkable for
And Techless finally wants a non-aggression pact. Good. Heyo! Time for a brawl. So they'll have a bit of reinforcements and the settlement garrison. Cold One Knights. So the Cold One Knights do match up well against basically everything I have. However, we'll just hit them with a Merworm. You know, like, theoretically they do well against a Merworm, but I bet we'll be fine. And we can shoot them. They just have bronze shields. This is a fire mage, but they don't have much. And we've managed to stuff Morathi back at level 22. She still has a crazy charge bonus, right? We don't want to let anyone get in on her, but... Alright, well, time for a brawl. And this is really good anyway, because... Look, I don't love sieges. Who does? We're going to figure that they're going to try to be in the back. And I'm just basically not afraid of anything with him. They don't have, you know, they don't have magic missiles. And that is the only thing I would fear. Oh yeah, look at that. I'll be able to cover the approach there. Because the thing about Lutheran Seaguard too is they have stock with this guy's army, so... Aura there. High magic in the center to protect, Mist Mage in the front to assault. Because even if they get around the flank, right, which they will, we'll keep one pointed that way. You know, what'll it avail them? We have significantly more ammo than them. Like a lot more. And our archers have shields. They have AP. That's fine. We just won't let them shoot the dragons. Dragons in the back to dive on fools that get in. Mass in the back to be massive. And that... Yeah, because he'll be able to countercharge. This is a very good little setup here. They might charge in. We'll be fine. We do have the Noble, who has, you know, charge defense against large. Guardian, you know, he's stacked. He does his thing, but he needs to be here. Yeah, for the aura. Right there. There we go. All right. Time to get to it. We're going to save the breath for a bit. We're just going to come right over the top with this guy. Because that's what's hot on the streets. Because they are going to have to run around here. We've got a very good vantage point there. The summon is going to allow us to do everything we want to do. He's just going to demolish Morathi again. Of course he is. And we're just going to drop a Merworm summon right here. And get after it. Dive onto the great swords, get some work in. Morathi is out of her weight class, right? Like, she is a terrifying featherweight fighter, but Aislinn is already a very, very heavyweight fighter. He is getting it done. There is nothing for anyone to do. And the Merworm's having the time of their life. We do have Wayfarer, which allows us to get on these shades pretty well. And now, you know, it's just a party. Yeah, this is a, it's pretty doomy. It's pretty doomful. We can take on a lot of stuff with this little army here. Because these shades even aren't doing super well against the support wizard, although we should get him out of this combat. Because now they're going to break forward a little bit, but at 215 range, the Lothern Seaguard are just going to feast. We're going to get the Mist Mage back, though. He's fine, of course. We don't need to worry about him. The Merworm falls to, you know, to time, not to foes. He takes a couple thousand damage. Nothing really to worry about. We're going to get in the sky and hit Morathi. We're getting shot up a bit, but, you know, we're just going to bounce. And if these fools get down in here, then we're going to show them the might of high magic, you know. Because Morathi, for all that I was worried about her when I was like, oh no, we're fighting Morathi, you know. Because I do respect Morathi from, like, the old PvP days, but, like, I forget how great Star Dragons are, right? I forget all the time, even though I know. So... and one day he'll be even more juiced than this. We haven't even taken yellow line buffs, and this is how good he is. He doesn't even have, like... He has a sword that gives him 12 bonus first large, you know? Like, it's not... He's not living so large. They're about to try to get into this scene. We're going to dive here on the Dark Riders just to stop them from pushing up. Because right now they're going to see the Lothern Sea Guards, who are all about to start shooting. I actually don't think... Yeah, we need to get these guys here. Because they're all... No, we don't. We need to stay here and here because they are funneling in there. Move up here. Merworm there to counteract. Morathi in the air again. He's just, oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, good job, Morathi. You're smart. Absolute destruction, absolute disaster for Morathi. She's shattered. And now we got Cold One Knights coming in, and you know what that means. That means it's time for a double moon breath on one, for a star breath on the other. These shades are firing into Oceanids, and look how good they're doing. These... You know, it's 75%'s a lot of percent. Alright, we're going to dive on these chariots, because that actually could be a headache. You know, we could back up a bit. That's an option. We're going to Apo real quick. These guys are getting their breath on. Get their breath on, get their breath on. We're going to dive here. There's no spears here, so we're just going to dive right on in. Replenish ammo here. These bolt throwers with the AoE ammunition. Look, I mean, that's not bad, right? These, I mean, it's not great, but look, having one bolt thrower that can fire, like, forever, that's good. It would be even better if we had artillery from some other faction, but, you know, look. It's Aislinn. He doesn't like other people. We're going to respect that. We're going to respect the game. These Cold One Knights having an absolutely miserable time here. Merworm popping right in. Alright. Oh, look at him. Bowling time. We're gonna fiery convocation down this line. Show me the money! Show me the money! Oh my god! That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Alright, dragons are in a perilous situation here. Let's need to get them out. Alright, now we need to go ahead and get on these Cold One Knights with the Merworm. Toss an Apo over here. Dive the Cold One Knights. Oceanids onto them. So they're anti-infantry, but at 51 melee attack now, they're kind of anti-everything. We're going to get a Star Dragon Breath here on the Blackguard. That's going to really displease them. And the Noble is just going to run right in and say, Destructo time. Alright, and now Another one. Watch as it flies up. And at 'em. Oh, the wind-up is so long, but so satisfying. Cutting a hole in them, you know. It didn't really go down their line as much as I wanted, but they were fragmented nicely. The noble feasting. This Lutheran Sea Guard gonna back up. This one gonna move to take their spot. Aislinn just tanking shots and being absolutely fine with it. You know, every time we cast with the high magic, of course, we get a ward save for the army. They're either going to walk into this or they aren't, but oh yeah, beautiful. Show me more, show me more. Caw-caw! Oh yeah, there we go. You know, it didn't do that much damage, but it's about sending a message. Alright, we're going to Apo on these guys who haven't lost any models yet, but are getting beat up a bit. We're going to rotate them to the back. Get these fools in here, and these who are unmarked, and thus want to get here on the Blackguard. Who, oh, these guys are getting trucked on by the Blackguard, but now they're gone, and this stack is crazy. This stack is crazy already. And these are just moon dragons. You know, obviously there's a lot of ways to improve it. The high magic's fine, and with our tankiness, you know, really just Lifecaster is better, probably, but I like high magic, so, you know. Look, you can use life magic all over the place. You get high magic only in a very certain set of circumstances, like being the elves, and how often do I play them, right? Seaguard getting bunches of kills. The bolt thrower, you know, the bolt thrower. That spread shot. Maybe another bolt thrower's called for. We can defend it, right? We can absolutely defend it. 2 Dragon Chariot, Merworm, Oceanids can defend 2 bolt throwers. We can just drop a Lutheran Sea Guard for it. Because honestly, right, bolt throwers are typically limited by imagination. They don't have magic weapons, and you run out of ammo. But here we have a whole bunch of ammo access through the Dragonship ability, and I think it's pretty clear that in these infantry-heavy battles, you know, it can do the work. Yeah, you know, why not?
Be thankful for my
And we just absolutely delete Morathi. You know, this faction is so good at fighting Dark Elves.
common courtesy.
I don't know if other people are like as hot on Oceanids as I am, but and we're gonna get a defensive alliance here, of course. Palling around and pledging defense to all elves is our way. And if they're a minor faction, you know, we'll leave it to somebody else to figure out what to do about that. He's in a defensive pact with the Heralds of Ariel, so, you know, we're just gonna hope that they don't get mad at us. Well, if they attack us, then that'll be their own problem. They should like us, you know, we're fighting the good fight. Alright, so I think we keep on pumping the dedication one, because that's going to be the building that lets us, you know, get the furthest over time. So we're just going to keep on doing that. We've got so many Dragonship supplies now. It only takes a couple of turns to put them back together again if we need, so I think we are gonna... Well, no, we already broke this one. We have a third one somewhere I don't know about. So here, when we get these walls, we'll be able to, you know, get more attack against them. That'll be good. Maybe that was just last turn's thing, and it hasn't taken into account what we're... Yeah, I think that's what it is. All right. So we are going to pop Morathi now. She never should have come here. Do we take this? I mean, yeah, 10% off is fine, and the more uses is fine too. Lowering the heroes' chances of enemies is good. We become immortal and get Colossal Strike in one. The High Mage. We've got the Chariot. However, well, you know, they do get the armor of the Chariot. They have terribly low defense. The horse isn't much better defense, but it is harder for the enemy to hit. I think we keep her on the horse, right? Because the Chariot is a lot easier to get destroyed. So we want our mage to be, you know, more mobile than all that. All right, and then here we can start getting those. And Morathi's outside, so now we're going to be able to fight all of these fools again. But I think, honestly, the auto is fine here, because, you know, we've already just demonstrated that we chunked this army down. We fought Morathi in a stronger army than that just then and beat them, so we'll just pop them there. Ransom the captains again, because I need money. Our post-battle loot is pretty nice. Ooh, Briar's Heath. Nice. Alright, so this one gives you Snipe Stock, Woodsman Unspottable, Fizz Resist. This is an armor where if you put it on, like, the Sisters of Twilight, it's pretty amazing. But it's not good for everyone, but it is nice for some things. So we can put it on the mage, right? And now this mage is, you know, easier to get around and not have to worry about things. And the Mist Mage already has this little shard thing for stock. Being unspottable there is less important because he is a tankier creature and, you know, less important to the plan if he dies. We need more items. Alright, we get Mentor, that's good. Wins discount there. It's not enough for him to be a good character, but, you know, every little bit at a time, right?
The winds are rising.
And we get access to a bunch more really quite good things. Now, here, do we take the colony of the ancient city of Quintex for ourselves? You can make a lot of money from this place, but if we give it to Teclis, you know, then he'll have a really nice setup here. You know, you can make a lot of money here. I think we'll take it. It's also, like, a very secure position, right? When we have these other high elf factions around, it'll be a long time for someone gets in here. The enemies that are left around here don't have underway movement, just the Sisters, and I don't think they're going to fight us too soon. And we get to tier 3. We get the ancient city at tier 4, so we're going to be able to get the catacombs up. You know, we've got the obsidian thing. We're going to be able to get some nice economic things out of here. Do we... Like, do we build the wall here? I don't think so. We're too broke on trinkets to build the econ buildings. That's okay. These both unlock technologies, so I guess we're gonna get both of them. We're gonna continue on here for the better archers, I think. Or did we want to... Where was the thing that gave them spell mastery? Maybe that was one of the...
paradigms for new times.
Here. Alright, so... Going to 6 there doesn't matter. Going to 2 here gives us a crew growth, so I guess this is probably the best one. Upkeep 2%, Fizz resist of 5 for all armies, and gives us another Dragonship. That one's pretty good, right? More crew growth, though. I think we take crew growth even over the upkeep, because that's more important. Because the next Dragonships are going to need that help, right? Because we'll get some money. We're about to get some money. Here we just need to chill for a bit, make some trinkets. All right, where is all this going to? Oh, we're still on that same turn, and I am paying very little attention. Got it. Alright, the good news is... that we now have access to basically an entire army of regiments of renown. So the next guy that we get is going to be pretty fun. Although a lot of them are like lower level units, and so more of like a stopgap thing if you need some in an emergency. These upper level ones are quite good indeed. Fireborn, a staple, you know, AP, anti-large, fiery guys. Dragon princes, but alright, so yeah, we just carry on. We're finally making some money. We just now, you know, it's all about trying to balance, you know, your economic things, and we're not doing wonderfully at it, but we're doing okay. And hey, we get a trade agreement now that we start having our obsidian and stuff there, which is going to be very good, right? You know, the more trade you get, the more all the elves like you, and that's like where the money really starts rolling in. Yeah, and we gotta walk around now.
Fortify our location. I favor the sea's swaying embrace.
+1 noble, more growth, lower supplies per turn, but a 10% discount on everyone. Again, this army is already incredibly cheap. Yeah, and this doesn't cost more growth for all of these things. Yeah, we just... Astro Fire 1. Ooh, this is our little huge stationary vortex thing. And we'll be able to get War Lions and stuff now, too. Cool. Alright, yeah. We get all of the buildings, which, you know, only take dragon supplies. So now we're just loaded. And we certainly can begin to think about... was gonna say we could begin to think about another army. We still can. Do we want to like make a brand new army and give it the sorta-kinda? Because he's good enough already, right? Anyone can just walk into Morathi. Like, I'm pretty sure he can just like walk up to Malekith too. He's a very, you know, he's not ultra tanky, but he's just so good. But we'll see how good Malekith is whenever we run into him, you know. We still have a long way to go with our items. There's a lot of good stuff to get. Alright, 11 more turns for Invocation of All. Feels bad. Alright, we're going to wait one turn and then invoke Asuryan again, because we've got the Patrons of the Realms. But... because if we just recruit Dragonship here, right... and now he at least can start growing. And he can get Sea Guard, but not the ones with shields yet, because that happens at... one of those. Well, you know... too bad we didn't move him to the ancient city of Kintex, right?
Hero of the Asur.
Well, it's alright. Alright, what is his ability gets? No, you don't. Okay, so the Dragonship Admirals get unending volley for your Eagle Crawl boat throwers, which means exactly what it says it means. You can just... have infinite ammo on your bolt throwers. That's real good. By taking that, you lose the one where you get movement range and stuff and weapon strength. But yeah, that's real good. And then the God dedications, you know, where you probably just take the Lothar and Seaguard one. Unfortunately, he gets the chariot, so he gets the eagle.
Raiments of inspiration and awe.
Well, he can just wait here in this settlement for a bit, and then we'll, you know, he'll get a better army soon.
Veteran Seaguard.
And we can just pump all the RORs if someone knocks on his door. And then we can give him one of the fealties. Joined war against clan wars. I'd rather not, honestly. We built this thing. Okay, we have unlocked a hero Caradhran now, so we need to get some Phoenix Guard and Phoenixes in order to unlock this hero. Cool. We're going to go ahead and invoke Asuryan. Keep pumping influence. We've got a ton of it, but you know. Alright, so these realm patron things... Alright, so that's the one we already have that gives him the Sea Lord thing there. I mean, some of that's good. This one's immune to being taken for a couple of turns. Literally don't care. Makes cavalry better. Sundering attacks for Dragon Princes. Yeah, because we're going to have some Dragon Princes in here. Yeah, you know, why not? So we lock in the patronage, and now nobody else can have it. And, yeah. You know, really it's just okay, but... There's another patronage one that gives you, like, quite amazing benefits to casters, but I want to give that to an archmage.
Ulthuan needs stern defenders.
And we just need to wait for this one. We're still generating plenty of supplies there.
Orders.
And we're going to figure that sweeping up this way will be better than defending here, just because, you know, we're going to hope that our guys will work it out. Yes, we'll just generate there and there and there. You gotta spend resources to get resources, right? Right.
What news? We shall continue after
And the thing is too, is the computer doesn't know how good my army is. So they'll just like attack me, which is crazy. They ought not do that. Like, yeah, and then we're gonna, you know, this is going to make our Seaguard even better. Yeah.
where water ends.
With their reload time, man, that's they're like twice as good already as they used to be. Tons of ammo, insane range. You know, we have 50 more range than we used to, due to various effects. Which 214 range on like an archer with the silver shield is nutty. We want to.
The Navy demands fresh recruits.
Oh, I lost the Tyrannok chariot, the bolt thrower recruiting thing. Well, you know, he's just gonna have one bolt thrower then.
Action.
Although I think eventually we'll give this guy the item for the AoE magic items, because, you know, you don't want all the egg in one basket. You want to distribute your eggs. We need to hold on there.
Dust storms are most aggravating.
Because it looks like the Dark Elves were actually doing well, but they no longer will. They certainly can't keep up with me, and then all the other High Elves being fine on the back of it, you know. When this many major factions are unthreatened, you know, anybody that picks a fight with them, they're gonna have a bad time. Yeah, it certainly looks like we're gonna swim up this side and hit nothing but that chump Malekith the whole way in.
For Assyria. Augment our sphere of influence.
Because being able to do this, like, to get 2 settlements in a turn, like, this is...
Ulthuan shall use this.
And then we're going to have enough movement to move almost there, which is just amazing. The AI simply can't, you know, fight against this. And again, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't mind that we're so much better than them. It doesn't bother me. Some more trade there, because we're getting 200 influence per turn now, so like now we're about to be rolling in the dough. We are about to be so happy. We're gonna take this upkeep reduction now, just cuz. Yep, and that gets us another Dragonship crew growth. Man, we are really about to start rolling.
skies. Protecting Ulthuan.
Alright, so we can get him a mage now. What do we get him? We get him a metal mage or we get him a fire mage, right? Those are the things to do. So how's fire looking? Genius gives us the research rate and stuff. Or life. Do we give him life? Limber, life mage should be really quick, harder to hit. Yeah, you know, why not? We're gonna need... Yeah.
My powers are yours to command.
You know, we probably could have recruited them there because by the time she'll get there, you know, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It'll be okay. And really getting another dragon ship might be good to do anyway, just to get him out there to get the growth rolling, right? Because even if we don't put an army in there, we can afford... Aislinn's army's down to 1,600, and this army is crazy good. Like, there's barely anything I would even want to change about it. It's a lie. There's plenty of stuff I would change.
You have my
Noble
attention.
continues being awesome. We're going to continue making him even tankier.
Yes, this works. Ah, common.
My God, how many times do I have to tell you guys? I don't want a military alliance. I just want to take over the world for all of us. And the Cult of Pleasure declares war on the Knights of Caledor. You know, they'll be alright. They won't. I mean, the Knights of Caledor will be alright. Emmerich is up here now, which is awesome. This is so good for us and thus the world, right? Because we're bros, and now if Emmerich wants to fight the Lizardmen, you know, that'll be a cool excuse to go down there. Because really, I wanted this army both to dissuade Morathi, who has to go like a really far way to get back over here if she was ever going to. But also, you know, to maybe reeve up in this direction. You know, it just depends. We are doing so great, though. We definitely need to generate even more trade with our Dragonship supplies at 150 a turn. I think that's fine. Like, I don't really think we need to pump it anymore. We are generating so much of this that we can get something pretty good, right? We're going to get this research rate now. That's what we're going to get. Because there's so much tech that's very good indeed, and that's going to let us get access to it. More magic item drop chance. That's the longest term benefit, so that's what we'll take. And Morathi, look, no AI faction can put up with what we're doing here. So, you know, good for us. Who's the weakest faction now? Alright, so... if we continue giving it to Knights of Caledor, we're going to run at the limit of how many things we can give to him, right? And we might want to give Emmerich some more land somewhere else. We haven't gotten any outpost to Ilariel yet, so maybe that'll be what we do here, right? She doesn't like the climate, though. And he loves it. No, I think we just start giving some stuff to the Everqueen. You know, we need to curry favor, right? She's going to notice that we've been giving everything to everyone and not to her, and she's going to be very upset.
Triumph again, as it should be. Fortify our location.
And here we certainly want to burn down this, yeah, because this is an actual recruitment place, and these are just minor settlements, unlikely to become huge problems for us. So yes, we will go in that direction, even though it's a little clumsy. Oh wait, no, that's Malekith himself. Okay, well then we'll go up here, and we will fight Malekith soon.
Secure the perimeter.
That is beyond my...
You know, I bet Malekith is looking at the high elf monstrosity here and starting to get some ideas. Ideas like he's the wrong kind of elf. And, you know, other ideas. All sorts of ideas.
It shall be. The winds hearken to me. Assyrian servant.
And this is... like, if we move over there, do we get local recruitment for the ancient city because of our outposts? I don't know. We'll see. Morathi's right there, which is not ideal, but we are... oh yeah, we're gonna run into her, so that is ideal, actually.
Sound judgment. Maintain current.
Getting our defeat trade on somebody else would be good. Another trade agreement. Magnificent. Just lovely. There's nothing better than trade. Wintertooth is so strong. Oh my goodness. He must have gotten everybody. Alright, so... we can lose some influence and get this advisor thing. I mean... we'll do it just because I have a ton of influence. Cult of Pleasure declares war on Avalon. Well, you know. Sometimes that's how it goes. We go here, we can get better recruit ranks for stuff in the future in just a few turns. I think that'll be important because we are about to spin up like another army soon enough. And starting at level 5 for a caster is the difference between being useful and being a guy.
Seagull, attack. The Asa are
Rockinod Avalorn. I guess we take the Sea Elemental one just because, I mean, they're how you could make a difference against the Dark Elves. Alright, here we go to tier 5. Lovely. And now we can drop this commandment to, yeah, make things better at home. And get money. We're in amazing shape, making tons of cash. All of our friends are so strong. Look at Emmerich, you know. He's over here. I mean, he's fit as a fiddle. And the thing is, too, is what we're doing is creating an incredibly strong arc of the map in which we can't really be harmed. Because there's nothing that can generate over there, you know. Not for a while, anyway.
master of sea and sky.
Levels up, gets the crew growth. things here, and can we...
Capable sailors are always welcome.
Nope, we gotta go to the city to get him. That's alright. It'll be cheaper, and then we'll get some Phoenix Guard and stuff in that army, and we'll get the special dude. And that army will have all sorts of special things going on, right? It'll be nice. We hold on because we need to get to tier 4, and at tier 4 he's going to be able to get the sea elementals for a nice monster choice that's not a mereworm.
Who else? The mists cannot reach there.
Athel Lauren bids you greetings. Don't mistake my sister's...
And, you know, hopefully the sisters will see things my way and not get mad about me, you know, walking on their stuff. But if they do, you know. That's a price that they'll pay, and I will shrug about.
You possess some merit. The Sea Guard is no decoration.
Tons of post-battle loot. We'll take that.
King Ulthuan.
And we're just going to save the growth for a couple of turns. We're going to roll in here
Gather forth, brave warriors.
and begin to recruit. Wait, do I not have the building? Oh, I did. I never built it because I don't have it because I need that one. Got it. Well, anyway. Well, we're not going to do what I thought I was going to do, but can we recruit anything here? Yes. Oh, we have single turn Lothar and Sea Guard recruitment global anyway. Well. It's alright. Now, do we just sink in a lot of money into making the army work? Alright, 3 turns there. We need a couple of dragons, right? Oceanancy's going to be able to make himself before long, but if we're stuck here recruiting stuff for a few turns, the dragons are appropriate, right? Yeah. Do we get a chariot? 1 chariot could be good, but we've got ROR access. A phoenix or another dragon. Phoenix would help us towards the quest, wouldn't it? But it's a lot worse than a dragon. We'll take the dragon. 5 turns, and then we'll take, what, a couple Eagle Claw bolt throwers. And then this army will be ready to do that. By the time that finishes up, we're going to probably be able to recruit Oceanids here. And then, you know, he'll have his dragon suite. It'll be a little expensive, but it's only going to add a couple of thousand. And by the time that actually comes up, I think the rest of this churn is going to generate a lot more stuff. All right, so... All right, the next one we need to do is this one for the goods warehouses and stuff, and then we can just start generating a lot more elven trade here. 'Cause this is like money plus trade, but actually, I mean, it's a good amount of trade. So it's all to the good, you know. So we're getting 800 a turn now, and only losing 170 to turn into dragon ships. So
Problems to solve.
very nice, very nice.
And
And now this person is outside, which is going to allow us to have them run. Can we still catch them? Yeah, so they are going to run out of there. We're just going to auto it because I've been fighting Morathi with these crummy little stacks for a while. And we're just gonna move forward, right?
Free. This Rook's action. Ulthuan shall use this stronghold.
And we get our walls.
What news?
Alright, so that is... Like, is she dead?
Denied.
She has no settlement, so she's not doing so good. I don't know where she is, but she's not doing so good. Alright, so I guess it's time to fight Malekith, right?
These elements are unusual.
Should we kill them, sister?
And we'll just slide up this way and keep on murking the elves. Wait a turn or two to distribute the levels, since we are in a good little spot to accelerate through and get a couple of free turns here.
Ether flows.
Mage of Safari.
And then here, as we run up this way, I think what we're going to do is just start raising some of them. No, probably, I was like, well, we'll run out of places to give to our friends, but we won't.
Foul winds
We'll be okay.
ahead. Avast.
Infused by Hoeth's wisdom.
Continuing to sink in everything there, because the thing is that as a horde,
Standing
you know, you're quite happy to go anywhere, anytime, and brawl, and this horde has the benefit of having the silliest movement.
Powerful.
You know, being able to go
remark.
on and off of the ocean is hysterical.
Assyria guides our hands.
Spending so many, generating so many, everything is great.
Hero of the Asur.
And we need to get this one for that, which is 900. Right, well, then we will save up for a couple more turns.
Acting upon it. Heroes are made, not born.
Because with this army here, we'll be able to roll out and then fill it up with regiments of renown.
Nerves of
You know, it's got the basis. You know, the monsters, the archers,
master of
the shooty bolt throwers, the mage that will bravely tag along.
summer.
He needs a noble. Oh, he doesn't. We don't have noble recruitment here, really? Oh, because it's from that one green building. Well, when do we get it? For... Oh yeah, no, it's just at this one. We'll be able to get that as soon as we get to level 2. Okay, that's alright then.
Sail the skies.
Unleash.
And this dragon ship is gonna get off the ground before too long, and we're about to go and pick a fight with the big guy. That's what he thinks of himself as, I'm sure, but we are not too concerned. Single turn recruitment, or building time, pretty good. Aurelius has been having a party here. Do we bring him down to this army on the grounds that a Mist Mage summoning thing is actually quite good for us? Yes.
Problems to solve. Leader of Assyrian's navy. Your foul legion.
Valkia the Bloody demands money. Well, what's the worst that could happen? She would go, like, kind of far away and do something? No. And we are joined in war with her, with everyone we know. Yeah, get wrecked, Valkia. I'm not scared of you. I lie. Valkia is actually very frightening, but I think our guy matches up with her totally well. And now it's time to declare war against Malekith, which frankly he should have seen coming. And we're gonna get Everest some lands over here. Yeah.
Augment our sphere of influence. Commence combat.
As we are all part of the same big happy family here. We get assisted in battle.
The Asa are better suited to govern here. What news? There are grim portents to avoid.
Ladriel, grant me your sight.
Protecting Ulthuan.
Alright. You know, because the 5-turn recruitment for dragons, we can't really help that. You know, we have to go. Alright, so. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Keep on churning through. Because even with making 1,000 of these every turn, we need just so many more. But all these, we're about to just start having an immense stack of everything. Do we take this for trade per turn in Diplo High Elves? I mean, no, we take the thing for elite buildings of the guys. Because that's what it's all about. We need to save Dragonship recruitment, because then we'll be able to get these sea elemental guys who I'm very excited about. Very excited about. You know, we got Terror Causing, Perfect Vigor, Strider. You know, they'll have big resists. Very excited.
Commander of the Sea Patrol. I am aware. Capable sailors are always welcome.
Like, do we get like a White Lions? I don't think so. Did we get a Silverin? No, because we're gonna get the RORs. That's right. I remember.
Master of Mists.
The Sea Lord, cartoonishly overpowered already. Alright, comes in pretty soon.
For the good of Ulthuan.
Because when we siege the Dark Elves, we get Unbreakable anyway, which is very silly. Alright, Defensive Alliance? Of course! Et voila! Neves gets declared war there, and we're gonna take... Do we get 50 AP damage, or do we abandon that line even though it's pretty good? And... Immune to flanking for dragon units? That is... Alright, so we just gotta build that thing. That is a very, very good trait, and actually is gonna make these dragons incredibly, extraordinarily strong. Very exciting. Yeah, we're just going to... those aren't the units that we want. But, you know, that's how we get to +1 AP damage, though. Bonus first infantry ammunition for elites. Wow, that's... Man, all of this stuff's real good, huh? The single point AP damage is worth its weight. Hey, it's Malekith, your boy. Time to brawl. He's here with a stack. It's got some stuff in it, right? He's gonna have a terrible time. When I tell you that we are gonna walk up and fight him fair, he's gonna be so mad about it. But first, we actually have a couple levels to distribute, and there might be some important ones. Yeah, we can get... Alright, so it's gonna go on to whoever we put it on. Is the Spear Guard most influential? The Merworm goes there too? Interesting. This gives them big missile resist. I feel like this is the most influential then for the army.
This is a valuable advantage.
Because 20% missile resist, we got the armor there. This is, they're quite a headache. And this Dark Elf army is even, he's got some Reaper bolt throwers, but we have aggressive solutions to such things. Let's go. Alright, so he, maybe he would beat us in a fair fight, right? He has a lot of good abilities. He doesn't have a ward save, though, right? 35 fizz resist, 35 missile resist, but we are going to have magic missiles. I think we'll be just fine. And then, of course, this might well be the best army he can muster for a while, and then he might have, one good one whenever we get to the capital, because due to the speed that we can move, we're going to be able to move all the way up the coast in just, 4 or 5 turns and take probably 8 settlements. I mean, assuming I win. Which... I do assume. Alright, we got a good open field. Oh, with water. Perfection. Gotta love some water. Merworm to reserve to bash if anyone gets in on a flank. They're going to be so sorry about it. Aislinn, of course, will do his patented... Well, actually, will he? Yeah, because I don't think Malekith can, catch me. He's a scary old boy, but fundamentally, he's got the same problems everyone else is going to have, which is we're going to hit him with magic attacks. With our ranged units, and he won't be able to do anything about it. I hope. Alright. Alright, so goals are same as always. Get something on the Reaper. Don't die in the meantime. Stay away from Malekith, because Malekith can truck a whole dude, right? But what we can do here is breathe on these Cold One chariots. And then just bounce out here. And they work perfectly. And, you know, you can't really discount how much having a get rid of your opponent's... Because if he's going to chase there, then we can go this way. Because getting rid of the bolt throwers just allows us to force them to give us battle, which is just what we want. And not at all what they want, right? And he's not faster than we are. We're just going to roll over this way. And we've got a huge bombard coming in from the dragon ships. Oh, yeah, that's craziness. Alright. Absolutely bonkers, the amount of damage we'd already been able to do. This faction, you know, I can't believe I'm going to say it, but they might be overtuned. You know, for all that I thought I had lost the campaign early on, I definitely hadn't. And we're just rotating a little bit that way. Their bolt throwers are taken care of now, and now we just need to get... We don't even have magic attacks, that's pretty rough. Sisters to Slaughter, that would be the thing that we want to see worst, besides chariots, which we're going to have our own solution to. And now we can Merworm summon right in the middle of them, delay him even more. And just have a party here. Malekith, you know, very cleverly takes care of all of them. Alright, these Lothern Sea Guard get trucked on by the Doom Bolts, as do these. You know, it's a hard knock life. We're going to go ahead and charge on the Doom Fires there. We're going to go ahead and... they're going to get out of the fire, but not before getting hurt pretty bad by it, right? Dive on the Doomfire. Alright, Malekith is on these Oceanids. These are real Oceanids. We need... We're going to Tempest them, and then we're going to get in here and get the dragons on him. I don't think he wants to fight a Merworm, but we're gonna see for sure here in a second if he does. Sisters of Slaughter are right here on top of our archers. That's exactly what we don't want to happen, but we're going to be able to save them. We're going to chariot right over, get in here. We're going to need to push up right here. These fellas are real brave, not ideal, but Malekith, you know, he's not getting just totally chunked, but we are killing him. And here we're going to Fiery Convocation and hopefully hit this whole line of dudes as it's trying to come in and fight. The Witch Elves are coming in. You know, they're going to be pretty good against this stuff, but not ideal. Alright, we managed to run down those Sisters of Slaughter very well. And Malekith, very importantly, is in full rout. He is gone. Dumpstered. Dead. And in all other ways defeated. There we go. You know, it was a scrap. But You know, we never thought that they were gonna come out of it alive, and they didn't. And importantly, Malekith gives us Frenzy, which is such a good ability for a defeat trait. Like, wow, is it ever good? You know, lots of the people that start by him get it anyway, you know, so... You know, what's Frenzy to a Coronate? What's Frenzy to Torox? But... And we smash this fool, get Vress a bigger foothold, and yeah, get a very nice trait. And now our upkeep is 750 for this army. Our Sea Guards are almost free. And even the Moon Dragons only cost 100. The Merworm cost 80. This is a truly preposterous stack. A truly, truly preposterous stack.
Mist Mage.
You have my attention.
Mage of Ulthuan.
Sea Helm. Great relics for great times of need. What news?
Because Malekith is up there, he's already fighting Nagaruth, and so we don't have to worry about that front, and then we're just going to move on this way, and, you know, we beat the big guy. They don't have... Look, there's nothing in reserve that they have that's going to be able to let them survive. And now, you know, because with his army being essentially free, which is, of course, bonkers, it's going to free us up to do whatever we want soon, which... What a fun campaign. You know, not every campaign has to be hard. And the hardest part of this one was getting my head around the way that the mechanics interlaced. Now that I have some concept of that, you know, it's party all the time, party all the time. But this is going to allow us to recruit those guys, so that's what we'll do. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Well, you know, we'll get the next one soon. It's alright. We're generating plenty. The misclick that I did early, I thought was super bad. It was for a thing that I wouldn't have chosen to take, but we're fine. We are totally fine. Better than fine. We're good. Plenty of influence. We've got, you know, really all of our resources are generating super well. We might want to think about building... the Dragonship building again, which... Which we'll do when we get more of the Elven supplies things, which will happen soon, trademark.
Problems to solve.
Because the amount of stacking discounts here from the tech that we're achieving and then the innate things, it's pretty silly. I love it. Look, my favorite factions are ones where I don't have to think about it, you know, it being how to pay for it, you know, and it's not like I'm going to take a bunch of dragons just because they're free. I'm going to take the army that I want to take. I would rather use Oceanids than a full stack of dragons. I like Oceanids. I think they're stylish. Do we take the campaign movement range?
Report. This Brook's action. Seaguard, attack. For Assyria.
And of course this fool gets tuned up.
Shall use this stronghold.
None of those generate hero numbers. Because I think probably the hero cap is only addressable from Dragonships. Which is fine, because like you get it through the base level of it.
I see the winds.
And you do get +1 for mages, so that's nice, you know. That's not nothing. Get a bit more Dragonship supplies since we're certainly going to be needing them. And now this guy is ready to roll out, absolutely. And I don't think he can actually get to the Dark Elves before we fight there, so he's going to have to find some other opponents. Oh, Morathi lived and went down here to Skeggy. Well, looks like the other elves are aware. Well, we will go and pop them if the accident will.
At your service. Sail the skies. Straight as an arrow, stout as
And look, we want the noble waiting another turn.
Northern's legend.
It won't be the end of the world to wait another turn or two for him, though. Alright, so here we want to sweep up the left side. I mean, it's going to be a little inconvenient either way.
Commence combat.
Yeah, but we'll just loop up this way so that he won't have any thing in the rear there. There's what, like a Norska dude there that we might have to pop as well. You know, maybe another army there will be called for. But he can just spin up an army up here and, you know...
Should be. I expected nothing less.
No, what? I don't believe it. Perfect vigor for all dragon units in this force and all forces in circle of influence? What other stuff is on here that I haven't been reading? Like here, I mean, it's, you know, the other Dragonship abilities, you know, there's definitely some stuff to still get. Alright, so here we get the thing for our Oceanids, taking them to 40 Fizz, 50 Missile, or in other words, the absolute counter to Dark Elf ranged. And we're about to be absolutely rolling in dough, because this army's a bit expensive, but of course, due to the levels and the stuff for Aislinn, it's essentially free. 750 might as well not even be a cost for an army. That's like the cost of the worst stack.
Remarkable forbearance.
But yeah, it's definitely seeming pretty doomy over here with Aislinn. He is rocking it out. Shadow Legion eats it. We get another discount. Unusual location at the Shrine of Cain.
Traditions make us strong.
Oh! Well, that's wonderful. Okay, so this adds 10 to the item's rarity score after the random roll and stacks with other stuff. So, alright, cool, yeah. And then here we will swap the trade for supplies at a better rate. At the same rate, twice as much. Continuing to spend absolutely everything all of the time. A little bit of everything all of the time. And he's just going to need to wait a little while longer, and then... Now we're going to go this way to pop Dranak Hydra Blood. Alright, so we ROR up and we just get, what? Swordmasters, Keepers, Court Guards. I mean, it's a pretty sick 5 count there. And then the dogs? Are there unique chariots? No. And then the dogs? Yeah, yeah. Suddenly, this army's pretty scary. You know, he doesn't have the crazy Juice Lutheran Sea Guards, but, you know, with a very punchy front line, we'll be doing some good work.
The Order of Belshazzar. Protecting Ulthuan.
And, you know, 3 dragons, plus we know the Dark Elves have no money and not the best stuff. Soon we'll be able to swap a couple of those units for Oceanids, but...
Land assault. This abides no. Yes.
Whoops.
Seagull. Slay them.
Alright, here... Give it to Everest to give them even more land on this side. I mean, that feels fine. It's not a suitable climate, though. More land to Emmerich is okay. We're almost maxed on him.
Augment our sphere of standing orders.
But, you know, giving it to our friends in a climate they can actually use is much more friendly than the other format.
Common.
Hey, Defensive Alliance! Huzzah!
Hero of the Asser. Traverse the land. Against the tides of chaos.
We'll get another growth soon. We've got a lot of these, alright, so... Here we just take the trade and the Diplo bonus, and then we can get the Sword of Cain pretty soon. The Diplo bonus will make it so I think at this point all the elves like us so much that the neg 40 won't matter, right? Oh yeah, we're in the 500s with everybody, and in the mid hundreds with the ones that are less Ulthuan-y. So yeah, perfect. And we see over here, you know, Teclis and Emmerich have rest. Now they've got, like, little safe quadrants of land to live in, and then we're just going to keep on rolling up here.
Commander of the Sea Patrol. Commence combat. Ulthuan shall use this stronghold. Seagull, attack. Make camp.
Sea creatures both foul and noble heed me.
And I think, like, the thing with this campaign is once the snowball starts up, there's nothing that can stop it. Because not only do you have all of the movement abilities. Not only do you have all of the army abilities associated with, you know, your very silly, very strong things, and okay, we get, oh, we can get income based on the their income now. Well, that is fun. I think we're just going to keep on building this for a little while. We can get one of these very good ones, but better post-battle loot is the thing to do, right? Because if we get better post-battle loot, then we'll have more money forever. We already got a couple stacking bonuses to it, so it's pretty nice indeed. And Larry the Radiant is here having a party. And we call out Morathi. The settlement garrison is here as well. Well, it's time to see how we'll do without our main force, right? The thing is that they have basically nothing but spears plus Morathi, so I think we'll do okay. However, Morathi is a model we don't have like a great answer to. 3 moon dragons plus the phoenix will be an answer though, so. These are all spears, no range, so we just need to
It shall be done.
these guys to countercharge Morathi, potentially. Yeah, I mean, we'll be fine. We'll obviously be fine.
It will be done.
But it could get messy. We're going to be relying on these war lions for a lot of work. And the Swordmasters of Hoeth, the Blades of Hoeth, Regiment of Renown, you know, they have Guardian, that's like their thing, but we're just gonna have to make it work. We'll be alright. I'm not super worried about it. Our Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers are gonna open up beautifully. Morathi is gonna, you know, do something about it. And while they don't have infinite ammo yet, we should still be okay. We have Awaken to the Wood, but not Earthblood. We're just gonna keep on shooting. Come on, guys. Because the thing is that if they let us shoot all of these bolt shots, we'll be fine. Put them on the guard mode here. Alright. That's a much better target selection. We were shooting through the trees. You want to make sure that if you're auto-attacking, you know, it goes somewhere where you want it to. And we get Malekiths there, doing a bunch of damage, right? A bunch of damage. Hitting us for 1,200. It's not a ton, but it's a lot. And we're trying to shoot them over here because we want to push their forces to the other side and collapse around. The Handmaidens of the Everqueen now opening up. And now it's time for us to attack. Oh my goodness, she hits a dragon. She connects big time. She connects again, but of course she has so much fewer hit points than we do. I mean, she does good damage, but she only does like a dragon's amount of damage. And now you see the beatdown. Morathi cannot handle that many big old tough fighters. No, she thought she was game, but she absolutely could not handle it. And we're just gonna get these breaths in. Charge here. Oh my goodness, man! Maybe the breath was a bad choice there. All right, we need to get around here. Dogs charging in the middle. Morathi is now fighting Phoenix by herself and doing way too good. We need to charge at the ground. That's actually going to hurt our own troops very badly, man. Well, you know, it's okay. The dragon is gonna get it in. The Keepers of the Flame are winning very handily here, and the Swordmasters of Hoeth have totally collapsed every place they've gone. Hit another Awakening of the Wood right there. The dogs are feasting, run in here. Looks like Morathi got chunked. She is trying to run away, but the dragon and Phoenix are in tow, of course. And they do have some ranged units now on the field from the reinforcements. That's okay. We're just going to send the Phoenix to escort her off of the battlefield. We're going to Moon Dragon Breath them. We're going to Moon Dragon Breath them. Phoenix Guard are perfectly holding that flank. These Lothern Sea Guard, everyone is fighting that needs to be, and this blob, you know, they're trying to get engaged in it, but not going to help them out too much. This dragon fighting spears, they're not built to kill a moon dragon. Moon dragons aren't the best dragon, but they're still a pretty good dragon. They're a sight better than no dragon at all. Speaking of, let's stop letting our dragon get shot. Start opening up onto the Dark Shards with these fellas. Drop an Awakening here. You know, for such a simple spell, it does such good work. And then these beautiful, beautiful Swordmasters are going to fight just a whole bunch of these spearmen. We're going to get the dogs in with the rear charge into spears. It works. Oh, man. Okay, let's get out there. Fireborn having a party. Keepers of the Flame still doing great. Swordmasters of Hoeth, they've lost a couple units. They've killed 244 spears. They could do this all day. If only we'd supported them a little more, but... oh, goodness. Phoenix getting shot up. What are you going to do, right? You know, definitely needed some Oceanids for the mass, right? Even though, against this number of spears, you know, what you just really need to do is have anything that's good at killing spears. One unit of Swordmasters was great. You know, if we had had 2 or 3 of them, then every flank would have collapsed so beautifully. But there we go. Dogs did great. You know, the dragons fought Morathi. Lions did great. Of course, this is like what they want to fight is swordsmen or, you know, anything but spears. But fighting spears is still fine. Obviously, they feast upon them. You know, they just get hit back a little harder than they want to be. Here we will
Give them only a warning this time.
ransom them just cause. Skeggy is not like a special place, so we're not going to grab it for us. But we do get the thing Morathi there, hey, and then magical text for the unit.
For the good of all.
Obsidian Amulet, decent. Negative 10 cooldown to spells is pretty good, but Book of Hoeth is... yeah. Lowered cost for spells, that is what you want. And then it's like a super souped up, like a greater augment to the winds. Very, very good. Very, very good item. And then we're going to take... Heart of the Flame, certainly, because even if just for the dragons, look, that's pretty good indeed. And he can get, you know, he's so strong anyway, you know, we can get the yellow line later. Push them out.
High Priestess.
Charge their army.
And we get the Armor of Calidor, which means Morathi took it off of someone and we retrieved it, which is very good. Magic attacks on, like... the Fireborn? I actually think that's super good. Alright, so, and then we will just establish the outpost. For whom? Avalorn was here, so why not her?
We, sir, shall expand our
And the Lizardmen armies are, you know, kind of like,
master of sea and sky.
kind of like her wheelhouse.
You have use of my power.
And the Life Mages are so good. I don't know why I didn't take a Life Mage for the other army. I should have, but you know, I wanted high magic. I'm not sorry. The high magic's good, right? You know, the heal there, instead of healing people, you know, you get the ward save, and that could be influential. Here, we still need... smaller armor. Like, the thing about nobles on foot is they have very small hit point totals, so if somebody has, you know, the wherewithal to crack through, you know, they're just going to beat up on you real bad. And there's not really a way to get huge hit point totals because most hit point boosts in the game are percentage based.
Poised valor. Protecting Ulthuan. Challenge them. We must secure the perimeter.
Alright, yeah. Morathi is getting totally eliminated. We are...
Energy of loss. For Assyria. Augment our sphere of
absolutely pumping.
Master of Mists.
Hey, and then there's actually a corn guy to fight. Hey, corn guy.
Land assault.
I'm not afraid of you. I bet that annoys you.
So lost.
This brooks action.
And now the sisters love us, which, you know, as long as they don't, like, mess with me, I'm happy to have wood elves in the coalition.
Time for action.
Oceanids, yes please, and then we'll spend some there as well.
Virtue carried the day.
Invocation Evolve, so we can get a thing. Oh, we finally get some new items we haven't seen yet. Ooh, Glorious Charge, that's pretty nice. You know... But... this gives you immune to contact and 12 ward save. Pretty good. This gives you A ward save, heal in melee, and poison attacks. We're taking that. The Emerald Collar.
Hero of the Aesir.
Another deserved victory.
You have use of my power.
By Mathland's grace.
So we can just give it to him. And now he's like a crazy poison guy. Does the damage over time, hits them, weakens them. And he'll get this regen when he's fighting, so that's nice.
Raiments of inspiration and awe.
And here, yeah, we get the fire ability. Why not? Do we take you in? Oh, like no, the upkeep that we have right now is mainly from the heroes, right?
I expected nothing less.
The Oceanids are at 3. The Mereworm's at 80. Bonkers. I think building dragons is good, because Perfect Vigor on our dragons is nice, and then...
Another deserved victory.
But sisters... Because this isn't spending our... Yeah, we'll get dragon... No, the dragon one spends the growth on it, so we need to save the growth to get to 8 for the top tier of ship. Alright.
Summons.
The Order of Belshazzar.
You possess some.
Hey, they want to fight. Now we're a tiny bit beat up. Not badly, you know, we've lost a few Oceanids already. And they have, what? Halberd Chaos Warriors. Dude on a shrine, dude on foot, dude on foot. So slow characters. Forsaken. Wrathmongers, which are very, very scary. But... we can, like, run over, right? They're immune to being flanked, but they're not immune to being charged. War Shot. Bloodsheet Chimera, which we will be able to run over and pop, because our Air Force, you know, beats their Air Force, and they don't have anything. Hold up. Oh, and we get a choke point battle, which makes sense, you know, we're fighting in a mountain pass. A snowy one. My boys don't have Perfect Vigor yet. They'll get that next time. We'll just go here for the magic attacks.
Make Ulthuan proud. Aquatic spellcaster. Sea Lord Aislinn. Mist Mage. The Aesir Navy shall
And, you know, they hit us with some fireballs, but really I think they hit their own guys with fireballs. And we just absolutely schwammer these Chaos Furies. They cannot stand up to the firepower of that magnitude. The Bloodstreak Kim's going to come in, right? But we're just going to stand our ground here. And get a Merworm down to charge into the Wrathmongers. And when they go in there, then we will spring the trap. Yeah, so the Merworm, you know, is getting absolutely chunked on by these Wrathmongers. We're diving in. We need to get out, like, immediately, though. Wrathmongers are actually pretty serious business. But now they're getting shot up, like very, very badly shot up. The Wrathmongers are back here. You know, they're super scary, but at this point now they're going to be dying whenever they come over in this area and get shot at. And that's what we need. We're going to go ahead and wait here. Yeah, shoot a fireball at the dragon. You're smart. Oh, it was at the non-dragon. They are smart. And of course, these poor fools don't know what hit them. It's archery fire. It's always archery fire. And we knew that we were going to get hit hard there. It was Corn Gorse and Bloodletters of Corn, not who you want to be surrounded by as a large target. Of course, with the Sea Lord, it's a little different. He is significantly tankier, just a big, big beefy boy compared to the others. We're going to go ahead and charge and chariot in here. Trying to collapse this side of things before the rest get here. We're gonna drop this. No, Corn doesn't mind fire, but he may not love it by the time we're done with him. Chariot's there. And dive in on Chaos Warriors Halberds. Oceanids, we just need to get on the Wrathmongers because there's still 29 of them. It's so obnoxious how good of a unit they are. The Chariots are charioting. And they've just made a lot of their guys unbreakable with this ability, I guess. But we're just going to kill them, so... yeah, we're just going to kill them. You know, don't run, we'll run you over, right? Get the Chariots at the Chaos Warhounds. They are getting around here now, so what we need to do... oh, the dragons went all the way over there. Well, they sure would be handy here against the trolls. Now, trolls are happy to fight against Oceanids, but not that happy. Trolls don't do magic damage. They have AP, you know, so our guys match up very well indeed. And our big guy is so very happy to run over these dudes. Our chariots, you know, a chariot unit can go quite a treat because they're pretty good at running down, you know, the opponents. They can do other stuff too. These aren't like even good chariots, I wouldn't say, but hey. They solve some problems that we could have, and that makes them a good unit. But anyway, this absolute walnut, working for Valkia, saw me and was like, let's fight him! Which, I mean, yeah, sure, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne and all that, but Anyway, you know, they gave us a really good place to fight. The bolt thrower just continues to get the value, as do the Sea Guard. You know, the whole army's great. The Oceanids, it's about sending a message. You know, they got to stand there. You got to have a front line. And I would rather have Oceanids for a front line than Spearmen. Okay, I think they're good. There's some stuff they're not good against, but for everything else, there's Oceanids.
I fulfill my destiny.
And we get Matt's map. We get a lot of stuff online. He gets his eagle. And we're going to start spending money for this stuff. Do we? Construction time, global recruit, alliance. I mean, these things are fine. 5% post-battle is something. Here we go. Missile strength for the Sea Guard.
Sea Patrol needs augmentation.
Sea help. For the good of all. The battle begins. Protecting Ulthuan. Attack!
Cult of Pleasure is gone. I don't even think they're part of the... Yeah, they're not even part of who we're supposed to be popping, but hey, you know, we took care of them.
Greatest of the dragon princes.
Does this place make money? If we take this one, will it ever be good? I mean, maybe someday. But I think it's probably just smart to keep on pumping that one. We're making so much money, and the other army is largely complete now, which is just so good.
And strength.
But not totally complete, because of course we got Oceanids to fit in. Which means we drop, what, like a couple of Sea Guard?
Are you up to the task?
And them plus our elite infantry there, yeah. Which leaves us a couple of the bolt throwers, very good. We can get unending volley for them. Level 13 or so. Here, the lightning strike is just so important because we're going to be sending him potentially somewhere quite frightening. So, you know, he'll need to be able to thunderbolts and lightning it all by himself. High Mage gets another discount. Mentor for the noble. And now we can finally take a yellow line for this fool. And now he's really going to get there. Because, look, at 93.75, like, he gets so many passive bonuses just from, like, being around, doing things, being on a boat.
Lothern's legend.
Real good indeed. You know, we're, 350 of those a turn is fine. And we're making tons and tons of the trade now, but, you know, as always, all we gotta do is keep on churning it, keep on spending it, and then we can spend on even better stuff right afterward.
Aislinn. An opportune moment. Slay them! Be thankful for my defense.
That's what I'm talking about. The problem is that it's an enchanted item, so we need to give it to somebody else.
Mist Mage.
Well, I guess he gets it. The Dragonship Admiral can have the other Trickster Shard, which is a very, very good ability. You know, we don't really need it in Aislinn's army, do we? Given his proclivity for smashing, destroying, bopping, and in all other ways mauling the foe. If we go here, then we can move towards Nagaron very quickly. Alright, and then here we want to... And they're the only ones with climate suitability, but we're almost maxed with Knights of Caledor, so... If we give it to Awalorn, we can get a Talisman of Preservation out of there. I think Nuggarith is appropriate because he already has lands right in this neighborhood, right?
Ulthuan shall use this stronghold.
Yeah, because we're going to be able to roll right over here and get him, like, some of that. Do we get... I think we roll up here and then slide down to pop Nuggarond. Seems good. The problem of the Hmong is too that, you know, you know, we take the capital because that's, you know, the important thing. And ooh, big guy's here, and he's got, you know, his greatest army yet, and he'll be able to try to deal with us. But anyway, that's all I've got for you right now. I've got to get on with my day. But I sure had a good time. And, you know, just running right over the Dark Elves. I have to say, the Dark Elves have no answers. No answers for this stack. I think probably a lot of factions don't either. But just, you know, silver shields in high range. Ammo that lets you get past your preset kill count. Highly physical resistant and, you know, archer resistant Oceanids. You know, and if they don't have the magic damage, and they don't have that magic damage on their archers, they don't really get access to anything that solves their problems. And then, of course, Sea Lord Aislinn coming in and just hitting them in the face. I mean, sure, Malekith could have won, but that's why we won't have a fair fight with them. That's exactly why. But what a wonderful time this has been. You know, from going from feeling like my campaign was hopeless to feeling like I definitely, absolutely can't lose and can really do no wrong and probably don't need to worry too much about anything. But hey, you know, there's still Valkia, and then there's Throg and all these other issues. But what we've done right here in just this session, right, is carve up this whole section of the map. And the Dark Elves are basically gone, which means the Elves are about to all be Elves again. A success. And this is the background of the first game. But here's the Tides of Torment. I mean, that's an okay thing, you know. Shadows of Change is a better one. That Yonbo aesthetic, can't get past it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Really hope you've enjoyed. And maybe I'll see you guys in another stream or video. We'll probably keep on with this one for a bit. I don't know if we're going to go for a campaign victory. It just depends. I bet if we sort of just, like, focus on doing it, we can just send a dragon ship to each place and knock it out without too much issue. But once, you know, this next video that we do is probably just going to be dealing with the rest of the Dark Elves, but we might also, you know, get in, start fighting Lizardmen, start pushing down Lustria, and think about that, and then, you know, just keep on pushing with Aislinn all through the north, wrecking everybody there. You know, it's a little clumsy moving around in there, but he's got great movement and, you know, doesn't take attrition, so fundamentally, there's no stack in that whole neighborhood that can kill him, so he can run anywhere he wants. And Malekith is about to be a homeless boy I'll have to go home crying to mommy, only she ain't there either. But anyway, I'll see you guys. What a good campaign this has been. Look, elves aren't that cool, but they're strong. So, you know, I'm having a good time. I like the mobility. I like the monsters. I like that the eagle thrower catapults are actually super, super good. You know, the just goes to show with the right items and the right setup, you can take, you know, a unit that doesn't look amazing on paper and make it very amazing on the battlefield. And that's what it's all about. But anyway, see you guys.